Hi, I'm Nick from Nutrient, and I'm excited to show you the MCP server that we've developed. Basically, this MCP server is connected directly with Nutrient DWS API, and this API allows us to do document processing, editing, sign-in, any type of extraction, lots of different use cases. And the powerful aspect of this is when you combine that with a client like Claude, you can actually do a lot of document processing all with natural language. So I'm going to show you a few examples of how we can use Claude to connect with our MCP server and perform some normal document workflows that you may actually have yourself. So the first one would be conversion. So please take my docx file in the sandbox and convert it to a PDF file. So what will happen here, Claude will basically use a function to call into our MCP server and find out what is in our sandbox right now. And it can find a document called scientificpaper.docx, and it knows to convert this to PDF because that's exactly what we asked it to do. That'll send a command up to DWS, and then DWS will respond with that file, and it will be outputted into a directory in our sandbox, as we can see here. If I open up, I've got a few examples that have been running before, but here is the scientific paper.pdf that it actually converted, and yeah, there it is. So that's great. We can do some simple conversions, but what makes this a little more powerful is that we can ask it to do batch processing instead. So I had multiple files in my sandbox there, multiple different PDF files, and I can just say convert all of my PDFs to docx. Let's just convert them back to docx here. So what that's going to do is it finds out what PDFs were actually in my sandbox already, and it found 4 different PDFs. The other one here, noting that it was already docx anyway, so it wouldn't do any conversion there. And that will iteratively go through each of those documents and basically ask DWS to do a conversion on each of them. When that's finished, they will basically all be outputted back into that sandbox, and you can basically do what you want with them. So again, that just shows how powerful it can be actually combining DWS with a client like Claude. You can just use natural language to perform batch processing without writing any scripts, any code, or anything, which is pretty cool. So another aspect that I did mention was extraction. And we have a couple of extraction tools that we provide on DWS. And I think one of them that's very interesting is table extraction. So as you can see, I have an invoice here. So let's just say extract the table from invoice.pdf and print the content here. So this content, because it's extracted from the PDF, it will be passed straight back to Claude, and Claude can basically do what it needs to do with it. So if you prompted it to say print it here, it will print it out directly in front of you in the Claude interface. If you want to do further processing with that, if it's totaling up some monetary values, if it's filtering that by any means, well, you can do that because you are using natural language, and it's quite simple to prompt Claude to do what you want to do. So we can see that it's actually asking for the tables to be extracted. This is the DWS call that's happening. And they did multiple extraction calls to actually gather the information to print out the table here. And the table's printed directly in front of us. And this is what was in the invoice originally. So quite interesting. There's a few other tools as well. So OCR just works out the box, and then also key value extraction as well. So if you I've got a credit card application in my sandbox, so I could easily say, please perform key value extraction on my credit card application. Again, I don't actually have to specify the specific file. It will basically know that because it's already in my sandbox. It can understand which file I'm actually referring to. And what we're trying to do here is just extract key pieces of information from that application, and we use key value pair extraction from there. So again, that's going to send a DWS command to our servers, and that's basically asking it to do key value pair extraction. This content will be outputted straight into Claude for it to do whatever it wants to again. So here we can see the key value pairs that have been extracted, and it's got names, date of births, social security numbers, phone numbers, etc., etc. Quite a lot of information here. So this is quite powerful if you're trying to actually collate lots of information from different documents. You can actually collate all these together. Maybe you could do some comparisons between multiple documents as well. And again, that's because batch processing is absolutely possible just purely by using natural language. So one last thing I actually wanted to show you was our signing API. So we can actually take multiple documents, single document, whatever you want, and basically digitally sign that with your information and then output that back into your sandbox. So I can say, please sign my invoice.pdf and also watermark it with the word paid. Because why not? I wanted to add a watermark as well. I thought I may as well show you that at the same time. So it's going to check in the sandbox again just to find invoice.pdf first, just to see if that actually exists in the sandbox. Claude will then send the command up to DWS to first watermark, and then it will send another command to sign the PDF itself. So I'm just going to skip ahead just to show you the results of that. So we can see this is finished now. It just gives us a synopsis of what happened. We can see that actually it was possible to assign a name in there and a reason and a location, etc. I didn't specify that, so it just added some defaults, but you can do that if you wanted to. So if we have a quick look in our sandbox, we can see that there's a signed invoice here with a watermark as well. There you go. The watermark is straight across the front, and we can actually see the digital signature in there with the time and the information that was actually defaulted in there already. So that's everything I wanted to show you for now. Really, it comes down to the point of if you can explain your document workflow in natural language, then it is likely possible with the DWS MCP server. So I'd encourage you to go and try it out and just tell us, well, what use cases you're using it for.